everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the snowstorm that has devastated Texas, resulting in a deadly blackout that left millions of Texans without power for several days in sub-freezing weather. Now that the power is finally back on and Texans are able to finally get onto the road of recovery, it's important we now talk about why such a disaster occurred. But first, if you are new here, instead of subscribing, today I actually want you to go check out a link down below that links to a website with a list of places where you can donate to help people in Texas recover from this devastating event. Now let's hop right in. If you haven't been keeping up with what happened in Texas, there was a devastating winter storm that swept over the area, resulting in a catastrophic failure power grid. The severe cold caused a drastic increase in the power demand. Typically, most power grids can handle huge swings in demand, but this was a massive swing in demand, something that was beyond what the Electric Reliability Council of Texas has ever predicted. And this, combined with the extreme cold for the region, caused massive power failure across the state. Now in Texas, 2/3 of the state's winter power comes from natural gas facilities, and these facilities heat 40% of its homes. The biggest outages have come from these natural gas facilities. Sub-freezing temperatures stopped production at gas fields across Texas and froze pipes that they use to transport this gas long distances. 40% of Texas' natural gas capacity was offline for days, while Texans were trying to rely on that natural gas to heat their homes. Coal plants and one Texas nuclear power plant were also shut down. The cold was so severe, there were even some wind turbines that needed to be turned off in order to withstand the cold. Now, some politicians have tried to blame the wind turbines being shut down for the power problems, but that's not the case at all. The Electrical Reliability Council of Texas has stated, of the power shortfall that hit Texas, over 80% was due to problems at coal and gas-fired plants. I'm gonna say that again. Over 80% was due to problems at coal and gas-fired plants, not wind farms. I'm from the Midwest, and we have a lot of wind turbines. We also have some pretty severe winters, and yet we don't experience these same problems that they did in Texas. This is because in the Midwest and other regions that experience severe winters and rely on wind turbines for energy have de-icing methods to keep them working through the severe cold. Texas did not have these tools for de-icing because, to be fair, in the past they have rarely seen cold temperatures low enough to require having de-icing tools. Proving that the problem wasn't with renewable energy, it's a problem with the Texas energy grid as a whole. One big issue with the Texas power grid is it's like an island. For most states, power grids don't end at state lines, they continue across. But for Texas, it does. Meaning when they have power failures, they can't import power from other states and receive aid from them. With climate change, research has indicated extreme cold in the winter could be more common across the United States, and this includes Texas. Prior to this, Texas's biggest concern was extreme heat in the summer, but it's becoming even more clear that it's not the only extreme weather events they need to be prepared for. I've personally done research on climate change impacts on extreme precipitation, and it's clear that climate change will have an impact on both ends of the spectrum, resulting in much wetter conditions in some areas as well as more drier conditions in other areas. Research and recent history has shown that extreme heat and extreme cold are also becoming more common, and sometimes in areas where you don't often see extreme cold or extreme heat. This disaster in Texas is another indication that we need to embrace climate change and adapt to the changes that are happening. This is definitely a complicated topic and gets into the difficult area of weather versus climate and the differences and similarities, what they have in common and how they impact each other, all of that mess. So I definitely recommend doing some more research on it, or if you want just a quick under 5 on it, you can check out my video up here. on difference between weather and climate just to get a basic understanding. And once again, if you are able to, please check out that link down below to donate to people in Texas. This was a catastrophic failure of the system they have in place, not the fault of individual citizens, and they all deserve help right now. But for now, that is all the time I have for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like down below, that way I know, and also subscribe to the channel to join the journey to living more sustainably. If you'd like to keep up on my own journey to living more sustainably in between uploads, you can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all linked down below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.